And Hamzamo family, welcome to the Rhythm Scoop Charity on the Blackwood Financial Media for the 21st century. Being on yet another interesting Thursday. We had to take you way back since when Ali Kiba was the biggest star in Dar es Salaam and Tanzania. But it seems like he's still a big star, but things have actually moved pretty fast, and we have seen the rise of a Diamond becoming the biggest star in Dar es Salaam. Before both of them, we also did have a top in that who was known as a TID, and I don't know what happened to TID, but we shall be going back into the music from the old days and getting determined to a little bit of that. My name is Spikes, alongside my co-host Javi.
Karibuni sana to the Rhythm Scoop Show. Of course, another episode where we get to discuss matters concerning entertainment, culture, and art. And please do remember to interact with us. We are live and interactive on our social media handles. That is on Twitter at the Blackout Fire Radio, on Instagram at the Blackout Fire Network. Tell us where you're streaming in from, and of course, it being on a Thursday, we are throwing it back.
And of course, talking about throwbacks, I wanted to know, between Ali Kiba and Diamond, who do you think is more vocally talented?
I think Ali Kiba
is more vocally talented.
Yeah, I'll go with Ali Kiba.
Why are you hating on Diamond?
I'm not hating. I'm not hating, but with Ali Kiba, I do believe, it's just like the way you come up with a creativity as a musician, and then there are those people who are watching you when they were young, and they are like, when I grow up, I want to be like this person. But after them being a star, they won't admit that, I wanted to be like Al Kiba one day. So I find even maybe Diamond was motivated by Al Kiba. Somehow.
That might be true.
Yeah,
that might be true. I think to some extent, maybe, Ali Kiba was known in the industry since way back. I think even before around 2007, 2006, Ali Kiba was still in the industry. But I think for Diamond, he came a little bit way later on. And both of them, I could say they are really talented, and they know what they are doing. There was a time when Ali Kiba came to shoot his video. I think he has shot a couple of videos right here in Nairobi.
I think he has relocated actually officially in Nairobi.
No, I don't think that is the case. I don't think anyone, as an artist, I wouldn't advise anyone to move from Tanzania and come up and be based right here, because at the end of the day, you will find that there is the element of support. When you're talking about support, you will find that the element of support is also very, very critical. And you will find that in Tanzania, there seems to be more support than in Kenya. and you also get to realize that in Kenya we are trying to get there. We are trying to get there, but I'm not sure whether that might be the case. But we do hope that eventually, maybe Kenyans will also rise up to the task and start supporting their own artists. But between Ali Kiba and Diamond, we do have a poll going on Twitter. If you would like to engage on the poll right there, you can let us know who is your favorite artist. Is it Ali Kiba or is it Diamond? And maybe perhaps why would you really consider, or why are you supporting this particular individual or this particular artist being either Diamond or Ali Kiba? You can let us know on our Twitter right there. Our Twitter is @BlackWhatFire. Once you are on there, please do let us know who is your favorite artist and why are you picking on that particular artist. For me, I will be letting us know who is my favorite artist between the two of them.
No, say it right now.
No. Of course, I will be sharing my favorite artist between. But I think already I did see Joby letting us know that her favorite artist really is Ali Kiba. But nonetheless, we are looking forward to having an interesting as well as an engaging show. We shall be discussing different matters, arts and culture, and also a little bit of what is happening now with the entertainment industry. Talking about Diamond, the girlfriend or the former ex, can I call her the ex or the girlfriend, Hamisa?
It's ex.
The ex has released a new song, and Joby has been, praising Hamisa for that.
Yeah, she's vibing, and of course, she's not like been in the music industry for so long. But the moment you and Diamond have been together, or maybe have any, kids or a family together, even if you get to release a song, you're already a star, so it's gonna hit. So I think.
So do you mean, are you saying that even if someone is not talented and they have dated Diamond, they should be looking?
You can see in the likes of Tanasha.
Tanasha is talented. I think Tanasha is.
But at first people didn't believe in her. I did personally, did. But most of the people were saying like she's forcing herself into the music industry. She just wants to fit in. She should go back to the radio station and stuff. But personally, I think she was talented. But for Hamisa Mobeto, we also have Zari. I think Zari Hassan also did a couple of songs. That was way 2008, and people were they were. Yeah, they were trolling her on social media, asking whoever knew that Zari was a musician. That is way back when they were dating with Diamond Platinum. So I think the moment you're dating with Diamond, because he's a big brand, he's a big artist right now in Africa and of course internationally, and yeah.
But I was wondering, has Wema Sepetu ever dated Diamond? Has she tried her talent in music?
No, she hasn't.
I think maybe she has been too shy to try that particular one. But maybe, I don't know. I think for Hamisa, she's maybe about chasing clout.
Really? The song has really given itself up. I mean, people are doing TikTok challenges here, sending videos, and of course, I think it's over 1 million views right now, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, but the name of the song was Ex Wangu, the Ex Wangu, but I'm really not sure. Let me just jam a little bit to this, and then we shall get to find out whether this artist really is talented, or maybe she has been overhyped because she has a clout and she has the numbers, or maybe because of her connection with Diamond.
Mbona bado anapiga simu kwangu, jamani kesi wangu nani? O basi mnogesha sipigi simu kwangu, nauliza nini kesi wangu nani? Mbona bado anapiga simu kwangu, jamani kesi wangu nani? O basi mnogesha sipigi simu kwangu, mwenzake na chati naye, unaongea naye, analalamika eti nirudiane naye, mwenzake na chati naye, unaongea naye, analalamika eti nirudiane naye. Mwanzo alipompa moyo wangu anishikie mio, ye hakujali hisia zangu, ni akanizingua mio. Mwanzo alipompa moyo wangu mio, anishikie mio, ye hakujali hisia zangu, ni akanizingua mio. Nakupa pole pole, umeshachelewa, pole dia esi mwenzako nimewaiwa. Nakupa pole pole, umeshachelewa, pole dia esi mwenzako nimewaiwa.
Nauliza nombi kesi wangu nani? Sabona bado anapiga simu kwangu, jamani nombi kesi wangu nani? Basi amnogesha sipige simu kwangu, nauliza nombi kesi wangu nani?
And we are back. I think that is the Swahili kind of a style of a music, and also what do we call it? Not Arab. It's not really Arab.
It's not Arab.
It's not Arab. Is a little bit slower, and the tempo of the Arab is a little bit slower.
But I think somehow she has copied Zuchu's song, the latest song, in the beat and the vibes.
Yeah.
I think somehow she has copied. That is up to me, but I don't know.
Maybe she has borrowed Lifa from Zuchi. You never know. But maybe if Zuchi's song has been going around and are doing well, then it means that she's also jumping on the wave, and she also wants to maximize on the same and make some money off it. And also, or be relevant, because in the industry, if you are, let me say, quote unquote, an influencer, or you are a popular person, but you have not been in the limelight for a minute. Sometimes you just want to go and do something just to be seen, just to have the people talking about you and become more relevant again. But I think that is what Hamisa is doing. I have no problem with the song. That's not my kind of music.
I disagree with Spike.
That's not my kind of music. But you have. How do you feel about the music?
To me, it's not my kind of music. Yeah, but I do. For Amisa, despite her, dating with Diamond, she has her own brand. She's a fashionista. She's, I think, a hair brand. She's also dating right now with Rick Ross. I mean, she's a big brand. So what do you expect? So
do you see Rick Ross doing a remix for this song?
How do you expect Rick Ross to do a Swahili song?
Of course, they have done music with Diamond. They have done music with everyone else. How would they not do a Swahili song? Everyone. Omarion has done a song which has some artists, and of course, even Chris Brown. But I bet even Rick Ross doesn't like that song. I would almost bet whether Rick Ross just like I almost have a feeling that Rick Ross might not even particularly like that particular song. But nonetheless, this is a Rhythm Scoop show right here on the Black Fire Network, your media for the 21st century. And I want to thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast. Remember, you can get a hold of us on our social media platforms. We are on Twitter at Black Fire. We are also on Facebook, Black Fire Network Radio Station. And you can also find us on Instagram, Black Fire Network as well. Let us know how your Thursdays are coming along. And if you do have a throwback song that you feel that you really, really do miss, please let us know. Maybe we shall be as kind enough to play you that particular song. And also, we shall be bringing up other songs that, of course, were hits in the early 2000s. Of course, in the 1990s, really, the 1990s hip hop and R&B was really nice. And of course, we shall be playing also a little bit of some Afro hits that also did get to become very, very popular in those particular years right here on the Rhythm Scoop. We also do have a lot of info lined up for you. Like I said, we do have some entertainment updates because two of our most favorite artists, and I'm talking, when I say us, I mean Joby. They have released new music, Bahati and also Willie Paul. They do have new songs. We shall be telling you a little bit about them when we come back right after the short music break. The name of the next jam is also one of the most popular songs right here that you get to play on the Black Fire Network. It's known as Fom Nigani by Paps Royalty on the Rhythm Scoop show on the Black Fire.
Killer, most right a drug dealer. Can it be for life sin and I can live in a dive him. So strong can John Cena. Dive bombs I'm a gold digger. Can it for me a shot jeep and a stream like 2 can strip. When I'm spit I'm in the viper. Can you me mega rider? Come bullet me pull trigger. Can you jump na dive feeder? No I rise now bare finger and speed fast he got this. I take out a Danila Liga. Now I couldn't see it in a liga.
Fom Nigani.
Nenda bash na has.
Fom Nigani.
Medium kazi wow.
Fom Nigani.
Na kat na huna cash. Umebleki na cash kwa chachu wow.
Fom Nigani.
Nenda bash na has.
Fom Nigani.
Medium kazi wow.
Fom Nigani.
Na kat na huna cash. Umebleki na cash kwa chachu wow.
Loyalty kwangu ni culture, underwater uwezi nipata. Photographers leteni mapicha, mko haya ni mko mapichwa. Niko haya ni mimi ni teacher, na natoka kipetero kipita. Uko fine lakini ni filters, niko haya ni mimi ni cheater. Una trend na unakula kata, when it is so be honest matter. When it Lucifer ama ni sata, kama geto ni kupigwa ngeta. Pepa heta ni time unatesa, wakihe tunatafuta pesa. Dada ni cha kusafisha haraka, nimemada yani nimekafunga.
Form ni gani?
Nenda bash na has.
Form ni gani?
Timidio mkali wow.
Form ni gani?
Na black na huna cash, umeget na cash kwa touch wow.
Hey. And that is a little bit of some vibes by Pops Royalty. She has been in the industry, I believe, for under less than 12 months. She has been doing particularly well, and we do get to support her right here on the Blackwood Financial. Going back to our artist, we were talking about Willie Paul and Bahati, and it seems these two are always busy in the studio recording music. And Willie Paul, of course, also known as Wilson Abubakar Radido. He has really a long name. He is a Kenyan artist and a songwriter, also the founder of the record label known as Saldido. And of course, he was born in 1993. And he has had new music this particular week. We were talking about a recent song that he has attacked with one of the gospel artists. She is known as a Size 8. But right after that, a few days right after that, he has also dropped another jam, which is known as a Heartbreak, featuring the one and only. She goes by the name Elaine. Of course, another label, Saldido International. When it comes to these two artists, I think they are really some of the most hardworking artists. If you do ask me, I don't think there's any artist right now who is doing the more than Willie Paul.
And that's what I was saying. Actually, as much as they act like they're beefing on the social media, one day Willie Paul and Bahati, they'll get to release a hit, and then to be a jam, like a banger, so bad, because they're always working so hard. People always trying to make them hate each other on the social media, acting like they're enemies, but they're not. But of course, they're doing the most right now.
And of course, there is this new song. Let's jump a little bit to it, and then we shall also give a review, all our feedback on the same right here on.
I got fear any man, man gonna take us slow. I got fear any man gonna take us slow. I'm a joke and I'm gentle, I'm back and I'm she want a good man. Time for drama, and attack her. She want a good man. Be a creature, she's a pretty girl. She a jack girl. She want a good man. She's been fasting and praying for a man with a beautiful heart. She want a good. She's stubborn and pray every day. For in love with a good man. And I want coffee bottle. Akitafuta wakumpenda kama she wants a good life. She wants a happy life. She tired of heartbreak.
He wants a good girl. He wants a happy life. He's tired of heartbreak. Hey, hey.
Hey, and that is a little bit of the jam right there. It goes by the name of Heartbreak. I don't know how you feel about that particular one.
It's amazing. Of course, Elaine is always on the top. So,
are you saying, Elaine, if Elaine wasn't on the song, you wouldn't be jamming? Are you saying?
Being honest, the current song that Willie Paul has removed with the Size 8, I didn't feel the heat, I didn't feel the vibe, I didn't feel the message itself. It's all about the message at the end of the day.
But I think,
it's not all about you releasing a song for you to become a banger, you getting the million views, and for you to get paid by YouTube. No, you have to release something that is also going to give a message to someone out there, encourage someone.
But I think they were talking about how gospel, how the gospel industry wants Willie Paul back. I think that is what they were talking about.
That is why he's going back, or rather he's not understanding himself.
He's not going back. This is heartbreaking, and he's not going back. But nonetheless, family, thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast. My name is Spike, alongside my host Joby, and this is a Rhythm Scoop show right here on the Blackwood Financial Media for the 21st century. Today we have wonderful topics lined up for you. We shall be discussing what is happening with the education sector right here in Kenya, and we're talking about higher learning, the universities. because there is some shocks and some turmoil that have to do with our finances, and also the school fees being hiked for these students, which has become a very, very critical. It has been a matter of a concern to the parents and also the students themselves. We shall be letting you know what is happening with that. Right after this short music break, we shall also be discussing later on the show the matter of financial literacy, because it seems like even if we have a lot of problems in employment, even for the youth that are employed, they also still face a problem with managing our finances and also getting to realize how they can work around, getting to manage their finances well, getting to invest, getting to save, getting to budget, and all these other matters. We shall be discussing about that when we get back right after this short music break. The name of the next song is Follow Me by one of our favorite Nigerian artists.
I said to myself when I picked up my chest, I go marry you, great peace. She fine like an angel that come from above me, I want you. Yeah, we are staying with me, don't run now, run now. Even if you take far, my love will be close to you. Oh yeah. Whenever you need me, my girl, I go there for you. Only you say you stay around from me. Please don't run from me. Cause me, I want you, girl, I never run from you. Baby, follow me, go. I give you love, go. Follow me, go. Let's one step, follow me, go. I give you joy, go. Follow me, go. You be my girl, follow me, go. I give you love, go. Follow me, go. Let's one step, follow me, go. I give you my heart, follow me, go. Yeah. Let's go to one place where my mama not go see me, where your mama not go see us, where we go they happy. Make me start new life, make me start living our life, make me start new life, make me start feeling our life. Baby, you know say I can never change you for good, I can never change you for silver, cause you make me feel love. Those days I feel so loved. You come to my heart and you give me love. You come to my heart and you give me joy. Never rely on that to go follow me, go. I give you love, follow me, go. Let's one step, follow me, go. I give you joy, follow me, go. You be my girl, follow me, go. I give you love, follow me, go. Let's one step, follow me, go. I give you my heart, follow me, go. Yeah. Me, I no go use you, play. Me, I go stay outside. That I say now you are want. That I say now you want. Just give me life. Yeah, you give me joy. You give me joy, girl. Me, I can't lie. You're the only one way me I want, baby. I can never do without you, baby. She do me something. She do me strong thing. She do me something.
And that is the one and only Paxi Banks. I don't know, Zobia, you're a fan of these young talents from Nigeria.
I love the music. I have not heard of him, but I love the jam.
He is really jamming. Now we hope that very, very soon we can have him on the show and I just get to interview him. Which girl was he trying to follow? Or what particular girl was trying to follow him around? We would like to know the story. And Paxi Banks, I know he's a friend of mine, so we shall be getting to discuss with him and inviting him on the show sometimes. But getting back into the matter of the day, it's very, very important that we get to address the matter of financial literacy, especially financial literacy amongst young people in Africa, because there is a very, very big gap when it comes to the number of people, when it comes to financial literacy. And, this is not really taught in schools. I understand that recently there was an introduction of the entrepreneurship course in school, but also there was also the business course in school, but there is a very, very big gap in terms of financial literacy in our schools. And we might ask ourselves, what is financial literacy? Financial literacy is a possession of a set of skills and knowledge that allows an individual to make informed and effective decisions with all their financial resources. That is what financial literacy really means. It means it's a possession of a set of skills and knowledge that allows an individual to make informed and effective decisions with all their financial resources. And you will realize that right here, because of the lack of those financial skills, financial literacy, you will find people actually being involved in getting themselves in difficult situations financially, simply because they do not understand how they can get to operate, and make the best use of their financial resources. We do not have knowledge on how to do budgeting for most young people. There is not knowledge on how to get involved with investment in different opportunities as young people, and that is why you will find, people making money or getting money when they are very, very old in life, because they have not been able to consolidate all these financial resources. And if you're asking yourself, why is it important for the youth to have financial literacy? One of the reasons is that because it helps the young people understand the value of money. You realize that especially for young people that have been brought up in, let's say, rich backgrounds, quote unquote, rich backgrounds, or even the middle and the upper class, you realize that they lack an understanding of the value of money. They do not understand the kind of effort that goes into getting to earn this money, and therefore they are very, very they use the money just like they think it's easy to come by. But when you do have financial literacy amongst the young people, then they will be able to understand the value of money, and they will also be able to understand that money does not come easy. There is a lot of effort that goes into getting to consolidate this money.
I totally agree with Spikes, and I think for the youth, it becomes, we misuse money mostly, especially if you're living under your parents' roof, because maybe you have a job, yes, you're earning your money, but at the end of the day, when you get your salary, let's say you're earning maybe 10K or 20K, 20,000, that is in a month. At the end of the day, you're not going to do anything valuable with that money.
You will go and just blow it
with your friends, maybe just do something that is not even constructive with it. Because if you are paying bills, and you know how it is to run bills, and especially this life of Nairobi, because Nairobi has been considered as the most expensive cities right now.
It's one of the most expensive, but I think Luanda in Angola is the most expensive in Africa. If you go to Luanda, you will not even find any tea that you can buy for 100 shillings. It's expensive.
So if you don't know how to run the bills, you don't know, you're supposed to do this before the end of the month. I'm supposed to pay the rent, I'm supposed to pay the electricity, there's water, I'm supposed to also set money aside for my own food, and maybe do some savings, of course, because at the end of the day, that's when you'll find, as you said, we'll find that someone is at his 40s or at his 50s. That is when it clicks at their mind.
They need to have financial literacy and do budgeting, savings, investing.
Exactly. I've not done any savings so far. I've not even bought a land for my children and myself. I don't even have a place to call my own. And by that time, maybe even you're retiring and you've not done anything valuable with your own money. So for youth, I think it is safe for you to have a financial literacy, for you to be able to save, to know to handle your money, to manage, or maybe sit down with your parents, someone who understands you better. Tell them I'm doing this and this and this, but I don't know how to handle my money. And the moment you're given the guidance, use it.
I do believe we also lack in our mentorship. But another important reason as to why financial literacy amongst the youth is very, very important is that it will help, help the young people get the skills on how to do the budgeting, the saving, and also avoiding unnecessary expenditures. Because like Ajobi was saying, you might be getting your salary, or you might be getting a little bit of money from your parents, but you end up squandering all these money because you do not have any kind of a knowledge or a background in terms of financial literacy. It also helps the young people to stay away from becoming debt slaves. You will find people who are always in a consistent, perpetual state of debt. They have taken money from this individual, they have taken money from the other individual, and therefore you are in a perpetual state of debt because you do not have proper financial literacy, and you do not have skills like saving, investing, budgeting and things like this. And therefore you do find someone also suffering, because if you are a debt slave, it means that you are also not able to move forward in terms of financially. And there is a financial literacy problem because not many young people that do have these particular skills. And also when they do have these skills, they do not have the exposure, because someone might ask themselves, if I do have the skills and I have no money, then what use are the skills? Someone might also ask themselves and say, okay, I do have the skills on how to do budgeting and how to do savings and how to do investments, but then again I'm broke. I'm living in poverty. I do not have any money to do to try and exercise these kind of a knowledge on. But I do believe you would rather have financial literacy and not have money. But because eventually maybe you will be able to find an opportunity to make some money, and that will help you go a long way in terms of building a stable financial future for yourself as a young person, because it's very, very important that young people start when they are young as you can, because I have been seeing, especially with the middle and the upper income families, you will find Some of them, they do get to, open up accounts for their families, for their kids, for their children, or for the young people. And then, of course, some of these banks have also shown an interest in terms of setting up programs for young people to learn financial literacy. Not all of them, but I would also like to challenge the banks and also these other financial institutions to also put in place programs for young people to make sure that they are teaching young people how to do savings, how to do budgeting, how to do investment, with the end goal of bettering the financial future of these young people. Because if you start earning, then it means that the country will be at a better position eventually. Nonetheless, we shall be taking a short music break. And when we come back, we shall be discussing more matters about financial literacy. And of course, this is also another jam that we do like to play you right here on the Black Hot Fan Network. And of course, the name of the song is Hustle by the one and only Triple K, right here on the Black Hot Fan.
Triple K, yeah, Leash, everybody hustle, level up your business, kanum life is face, saka, mula, mtazidi kufuta pumzi, tabaki ukitaka bumi, tunasonga kama mtududi, tukile to something, tumetoka just from nothing, tunapanda up to a highlight, ukiwa hard na kustrive, kama sasa napanda na kufanya na saka passion kila mara, na forget this, tumetoka juu, tumechoka kugoja mapolo tupoke hizi madola, tumesota na wera tubonda lakini mola, tulola kwa maisha bora, kuna kuchoka chora safi kila kona, hustle, every day tupate sasu, hustle, level up your pace, hustle, kangu life is face, hustle, saka, mula, hustle, every day tupate sasu, hustle, level up your pace, hustle, kangu life is face, hustle, saka, mula. Bado mina rap this low life, nikisaka tu hizi mula, nikiweka bila kutoa, nikificha white na suru, wasijue tu mina weka, one day boom in a ball, keep dreams up so high, keep don't low in my mind, saka, mula, saka, money, saka, wera, saka, janta, saka, kazi, saka, mula, saka, mula, hustle, every day tupate sasu, level up your business, kangu life is face, saka, every day tupate sasu, level up your business, kangu life is face, saka.
And that is the one and only Triple K. The name of the song is Hustle Hard. And I believe that is what you are doing out there, wherever you might be at, you're trying to really push hard so that you can make sure that you are securing your financial freedom by really putting in work right now. But nonetheless, we are discussing the matter of financial literacy. And we have said that there is a financial literacy problem. And you might also ask yourself another important question. Why is it that young people have not shown interest in financial literacy? And the first answer for that particular one is that because these young people do not have less financial responsibility. You'll find that their parents are actually doing their bills for them, and therefore you do not really feel obligated to have any financial literacy skills. Or,
I think that is one.
Yeah.
And also lack of opportunities, I think, also contributes to that.
Yeah.
Because as you say, you'll find that someone has a financial literacy,
Yeah.
but they don't have the money.
Yeah.
You have the ideas, you have the skills, like you want to do this,
Yeah.
your plans and budgets. Like at this, you like, when I get 25 or by the time I'm 30, I want to do this,
Yeah.
but you don't have the opportunities. The government, or rather the society, is denying you the opportunities. And also, as Pikes also said, the kids who have grown up into the rich, we call them the rich, I don't punk. They are spoiled, the moment you're spoiled and you don't know how hard your parents maybe worked so hard for them to be in the position where they are today, for you to be able to get that money, you also be, you'll be like, how do I don't want to call it a spoiled brat, but
Tumia
that
tu
is how it
Kiswahili.
is.
Ikishindikana.
I
But
would say it that way because they are spoiled, you
Yeah,
know. So
yeah.
you misuse money, you go bragging to people who do not even have it, you know. And
Mm.
at the end of the day, before you even discover it, you're in your 30s at
Yeah.
your dad's home,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
we've seen such cases, right?
Yeah.
For a man who is even in his 30s,
Yeah.
ako kwao,
Yeah.
but you know, he's not done anything responsible.
Amekataa kutoka
Yeah,
nyumbani.
he's not even looking for a job. He's
Yeah.
not doing anything responsible. Just pocket taking money.
Maybe it's because they
Taking
have been
money.
brought up that way. You know, their parents did not also take the opportunity to,
Also blame
engage
the
the
parents.
children. I also blame them.
Mm.
But of course, you realize that age has a very, very big thing to do with, financial literacy. Like I said, the young people do not have financial literacy because they have less financial responsibility. But as young people grow up, you know, they will become now, the responsibilities now start
They
coming in.
pile up.
And now after the responsibility coming, you will have to be forced to acquire a little bit of some financial literacy skills. And also when people grow old, you know, people grow old like the grannies and the grandpas, they also do not have a lot of financial literacy because they would not have financial responsibility, you know, because there are people taking care of them, and therefore they might not even be applying savings or things like that because they know their children are taking care of them. But nonetheless, you might also ask yourself, what are some of the core elements of financial literacy? And I will actually just share with us a few of them. There are so many, but for the purposes of this particular broadcast, we share with you just a few. The number one is earning. You know, you have to look at how much money you are earning or how much money is, you know, coming in at the end of the month. It might be from a job that you have been employed, or it might be from a small business that you have started. And you know, at the end of the month, you are earning this amount of money. Maybe you're earning X amount of money. For example, Joby was saying you might be earning 50,000. You might be earning 100,000. So you know how much money you are earning. That is a very, very important component of financial literacy. We also do have the savings, how much money you would like to save out of what you earn in a month, or out of how what you earn in periodically. And there's also the matter of investing and also spending. These are other core components of financial literacy. Apart from that, we also do have a borrowing or the loans, and we also do have the protection. How are you securing your financial wealth? We do have the matter of markets. For example, these are money markets. Not many young people do have the funds to go and commit to money markets and protect their wealth there. But and also even the stocks, not many young people do have the money to go and invest in stocks. But it's very, very important that we have an interest, and also as the older people, to teach these young people how they can also get involved, you know, in acquiring these financial literacy skills. And of course, these should be inculcated. You know, these four components, these are some of these core components I have mentioned, should be inculcated into day-to-day decisions. You know, not just one time at the start of the month. It has to be incorporated into day-to-day decisions as you go about, you know, you're spending your money. And that is a very, very critical. Another important step is realizing how we can get to improve financial literacy. And there are a couple of suggestions that have been made towards ways of improving financial literacy. And number one is really, you know, finding platforms or finding resources that teach on financial literacy. There are so many resources, I believe, online. If you went online, there are some podcasts that have been made. There are some books that are available on financial literacy. And of course, you might also decide to use social media, because there are social media platforms that also do get to foster financial literacy skills by teaching young people on how they can go around managing their finances and also growing their wealth financially. There is also starting to keep a budget. You know, you might decide you want to start to keep a budget. It's also a very, very good thing for improving our financial literacy, because you will know, where did I go wrong and where can I improve on the next time. There is also the matter of talking to a professional, just like Joby was saying. Even if he's not a professional, you might find someone older than you who might be really, really good in terms of helping you or guiding you in the rightful direction, so that you are able to make better decisions as you go into, you know, as you grow up and as you trying to become a financially independent, or, you know, relying on yourself, or also growing your wealth financially, just like I did say. Those are some of those in which young people can use to improve financial literacy. And of course, I do get to agree that there is a need and there is a problem, because if you do not have these financial literacy skills, then it means that young people will be stuck in the same condition, and they will not be able to move forward. But nonetheless, we shall be continuing with the conversation right here on the Blackout Fan Network when we get back. But for now, we take you all the way to Western Kenya. The name of the next song is Munyali by the one and only Papa Muyelele.
Munyali, 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 Papa Muyelele, Munyali, 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 Munyali wange Yesu Onyalanga yosi Onyalanga yosi Munyali wange Yesu Onyalanga yosi Onyalanga yosi Munyali 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 Onyalanga yosi Onyalanga yosi Dainagana musibala sino Kwima umundu wewe yetaise Mala Sena nyala kuningewe Ewe papa wange
And you can bet that is some of the best guitar playing that you have had in a long time. And
that is one of Spike's best music.
Yeah, it's really jamming, and I can tell you that song is
usually sing onto their vibe, but you don't know the terms.
Yeah, it's a Western Kenya song. I have no idea, but it's always jamming. It's like Joby is always singing those the Amapiano songs are from South Africa.
Yeah.
We shall be playing a little bit of Amapiano as we proceed right here on the Rhythm Scoop Show on the Black at Financial. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us. We understand that your day might be very busy, but you have still decided to take your time and just taking our own answer and see what's going on with this whole situation with the Rhythm Scoop. It's all about arts, entertainment, and also getting to empower young people in regards to different matters. And today we are discussing about the important aspect of financial literacy. And financial literacy, like we said earlier, is the position of our skills that will help you make proper and informed financial decisions in terms of your financial resources, and so that you can make the best out of, or the most out of your financial resources. And we were asking ourselves, why is it that schools are not really strong when it comes to teaching young people financial resources? For me, I do believe one of the things that happens that you will go to school, but you will be taught a few things about finances, but it's not really like you will also be given the opportunity to explore what you can do and what you cannot do. It's just a shallow touch on what you can do with the finances. I don't know if you learned any financial literacy in school, Jovi.
No, we didn't. Actually, I can't say we did. Of course, we did have business studies. That was, that was a major class actually. But I can't say that we were taught, like, when you're done with school, or maybe even in your current, because when I remember when I was in high school, totally, I was earning a lot of money because I was in school, but at the same time working. My dad, he had a shop, and of course, during when the schools were closed, I could like help him
go and sell at the shop. And also eat a lot of sweets from the shop.
He could pay me, he could pay me, and also the tips that I could get from the customers. But when I remember,
did you get any tips from customers?
I did.
Okay, then you're lucky. Then you're lucky. You did get some tips from.
I can't say that I had the financial literacy on how to use my money. The only thing I could think was, I've seen a trouser somewhere, I need to go and buy it. I've seen a shoe somewhere, I need to go and buy it. I'm craving for chips, fries, and sausages. I need to go and eat that.
Okay.
Period. But when I finished high school, I was just like, wow, reality now is hitting me so hard, because right now I need to become more responsible of myself, more of my life. I don't need to borrow my dad anymore, like money all the time. I don't need to ask him for cash, because right now I'm an adult, and I should be the one, lending him, or rather sending something unto him. And when I look back, I was just like, some of the schools, or rather our teachers, were responsible for all this. Because if you were taught, when you, before finishing your school, or rather if you're earning something right now, just put a savings somewhere. I didn't have the idea of doing that, because if I did, trust me, right now I'll be even maybe earning a land, trust me.
There is this particular guy who was very, very much known in terms of, he has written a book known as A Rich Dad and a Poor Dad. He goes with the name of Robert Kiyosaki. Although I think some of the aspects that he talks about on this book, I have read it a little. Some of the aspects are right, some of the aspects are just just a confusion. But he did get to say that we are not taught financial literacy in school. It takes a lot of work and time to change your thinking and to become financially literate. It takes a lot of work. Like you said, the schools will not be teaching you. Even if they do, it will be just at a shallow perspective. But when you go out into the world, now you start seeing how things work in the real world.
Actually, I don't know if you can recall with your teachers, but I do believe some of African teachers, I don't know what is wrong with them. But when you school, they discourage you actually when you go to the outside world. They're like, when you go out, yes, of course, life is tough. No one said it's going to be smooth. But they're like, when you go out, life is going to be tough. You have to do this. You have to do this. You're gonna lack jobs. You're gonna be knocking doors to doors. Of course, all this they do exist, but they never told us, when you get a job, do this and this and this. They kept on discouraging us. They kept us in fear.
You will not be taught about financial literacy, and it's upon yourself to also educate yourself and get a little bit of financial literacy, and you will be able to move forward financially. Because I have realized that there are some of the reasons why some people stay poor. And one of the reasons is that because they do not get financial education, or they do not get a financial literacy, and that is how you might now live to be poor. You are poor, and you might live to be poor. And of course, as a young person, it's your responsibility as well to try to go out there and also look for exposure and look for financial literacy skills such as budgeting, savings, investing, spending, and also borrowing. So you would be able to make your wealth and have a financial freedom maybe as you go along the way. There is also another reason why the poor people do get to stay poor, and it has been said that the poor people blame other people for their lack of money. You will find someone saying, I do not have money, I'm broke, but they will find someone to point a finger to, because they say, if it were not for so and so, I would have money right now. If it were not for so and so, this money would be in my account.
Why do you have to send them money?
Yeah, but then they're talking about blaming others for that. But of course, they also exchange their time for money. They do exchange their time for money and also play around with their time recklessly. Because someone might say, let's have a meeting at 12, and then they come at 4. You already have lost 3 hours of your time. So, and we also say time is money, and therefore you realize that with that, people are also not able to move from poverty and get into having a financial freedom. And also in Africa, like you said, lack of financial literacy plays a very, very big role in terms of the poverty that our people are suffering in Africa, especially the young youth in Africa. Most of them are unemployed. For the literal that are employed, they are underemployed, and of course they are not making as much money also to be able to flip their wings and achieve their potential at the highest. And there is also another reason as to why poor people have remained to be poor, is that because they believe money is for the greedy and the selfish. They believe that the people who are greedy and selfish have more money than them, but for them they are very generous and they are not selfish, so their money can be given to anyone.
When want to be selfish.
That is another, yes, that is another thing. And of course, another reason as to why people remain poor is that they are consumers, not savers and investors. You are consistently spending, not saving, and of course, not investing. And therefore, you will end up becoming poor or remaining poor because you already are in that particular ditch. And they, of course, they also max out their credit cards. They will use their credit cards and make sure that they sweep everything from their account. And that is why you will also find some other people.
I think somehow people go with the say of whereby it's written in the Bible that do not worry about tomorrow. God is going to provide.
That's a problem. That's a problem.
God
That's
is
a
going
problem.
to provide.
That's
but
a problem.
Forget again, even if God sees you with certain things, He's not going to provide for you, right?
Why would you be anyhow? It beats sense, because you have to look at tomorrow. You will not say, "Oh, I want to spend today because tomorrow will take care of itself."
I've seen some people. I rather can say that was a say even when I was in high school. Yes, I had
tomorrow will take care of itself.
Tomorrow will take care of itself.
So you will be balling the most you can today.
One thing I knew, I never lacked cash. That is one. But again, I never knew the source of saving. I never knew that there was this. I'm not supposed to do this. I'm gonna be done with school. I'm not gonna stay at my dad's and my mom's forever. So I need to, plan myself. So,
but like we were saying earlier, you happen to realize that young people do not have a lot of financial responsibility, because your dad will do, your mom will do, they will send you more money. You just have to say, "Oh, this came up and that came up," come up with excuses, and then they tell you, "Okay, don't worry, we will try to send you more money." And but of course, when you get out of school, you will now start seeing the reality of life, and you will now start embracing the need for financial literacy, because you need to start saving, you need to start budgeting, you need to do a few other things, and you can only do them if you have the proper financial skills through financial literacy. There is also another important element, and that was said using a quote. It says, "Financial literacy not only involves the ability to count your money, but it also tests your ability to evaluate the cost and benefit associated with each decision that you make." It's about weighing every decision that you're making. You might weigh this decision and see, I will be going and spending this particular money, but there's nothing come from it. And also for the people who do keep on spending, some of the time, if you're spending to make value, or if you're spending to create value, then at least you are assured that your money is not going into waste. But if you're spending to have an ice cream all the other time, every other minute, and chocolate every other minute, then that is not creating value. Then that is a problem with that. But nonetheless, it's very, very important that we have, as the today's generation, that we are able to embrace financial literacy. Because one individual, Alan Greenspan, he did say the number one problem in today's generation and the economy is a lack of financial literacy. People assume they know. People assume, if you ask people, or if they have considered acquiring any financial literacy skills, they will say, "I'm good. I know how to handle my small money." That is what they do say. But even if you did have a lot of money and you are not able to handle it, then it means that you will end up, squandering and becoming poor again. And that is why I do believe we need to, encourage more young people. I do believe it's very, very important to encourage more young people to take up our financial literacy.
Same case, I'm just going to touch a little bit on it, whereby I was telling you, you find that young youths, after you're done with school, or like your high school, that, your parents may send you to Dubai, Qatar, you go look for greener pastures, right? But when you're working there, you're facing difficulties. You're sending them money, because when you go there, they tell you, for you to be able not to use your money, for you not to misuse your money, send me the cash, we're going to be saving for you. But at the end of the day, when you come back and realize, you're making them happy and you are not investing on yourself, you are investing in them. And this is your family, mind you. So you're the one who's going at a loss. By the time you even come to realize you're in your 30s, you want to settle, but you have nothing. And also, maybe in your 40s, and you have nothing even to show.
And that is a big problem. But nonetheless, there is also some other aspect of financial literacy. But of course, this is also associated with the poor and also the rich. I do not really like to classify people as rich or poor, because of course there are elements that are also into play that are of course for example, situational factors. But nonetheless, they do say that the rich get richer simply because they have several sources of income. For the poor people, the people who are not doing very, very well financially, they just have one source of income. And of course, there is also the matter of spending. The people with no money, or the poor people, do like to spend on liabilities. They will spend on things that are actually, not adding value to whatever they are doing. But of course, the rich people do invest a good chunk of their earnings, and that helps them also make more money from that. And also, the rich people also focus on providing value and making profits. while the poor people focus on making money instantly. They want to make money like at the moment, right now. Let me make this small money right now. There is no problem with making money right now, instantly. But you also have to look into the future and see how things play out in the future. When you do have financial literacy, maybe you'll be able to understand also that better. And you also do realize that the rich do have a financial literacy, and while the poor don't have time to learn about money. They have the time to make money. They do not have the time to learn about money, which is also another different aspect. And you will find there's a positive and there's a negative about that, because you also need to spare some time and spare a little bit of some time to understand how the investments, the savings, the borrowing, the budgeting works. And perhaps as a young people, you might be able to get better in terms of securing a financial future and our freedom for ourselves. Because there is a way we have, as African youth or as African people, you have been in a perpetual cycle of poverty. And this perpetual cycle of poverty can also be broken by knowledge. It can be broken by literacy. If you endeavor to find the knowledge or the literacy that will help us acquire these skills, and we'll be able to make better financial decisions. And once we are able to make better financial decisions, then I do believe we can be somewhere better as the African youth. Nonetheless, we shall take a short music break. When we come back, we shall come and wrap it up and see how can we get to foster financial literacy amongst the young people. What can be done to make sure that young people also are getting a little bit of some knowledge, not even as much, but even a little bit of that particular knowledge right here on the Black Hot Fire Network, media for the 21st century. My name is Fates, alongside my co-host Joby, and today, like I said, it's all about financial literacy for young people on the beautiful African continent. The name of the next jam is really by the one and only Lex the Wolf from Nigeria, and this is known as the Thank
Every day living life in the jungle. And you know life ain't easy, so we got to hustle. You only got one life, so live it with love. Say you know life ain't easy, but live it with God. So like you dance to God, oh my, dance to God, oh my, almighty. Dance to God, oh my, dance to God, oh my, almighty. Dance to God, oh my, dance to God, oh my, almighty. Dance to God, oh my, dance to God, oh my, almighty. Like you dance to God, almighty. Bad man no feel stop. Every day trouble going crazy. Bad man them feeling mighty. But I give thanks to God Almighty. I give thanks to God Almighty. I'm no living fear. That them disappear. Cause I remember when this man no go become the thing. I say man no go become the thing. I say me I no become the thing. I say me I no become the thing. All I do I need munje. 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 Like thanks to God Almighty. Thanks to God Almighty. Almighty. Thanks to God Almighty. Thanks to God Almighty. Almighty. Like thanks to God Almighty. Thanks to God Almighty. Almighty. Thanks to God Almighty. Thanks to God. Almighty, see every day, man the ginger all day, man the hustle all day, get paper all day, all of where, put it go, con the ask for shade and lotto, where you con they get the moto, all the girls that done the photo, I'm going on my way, got nothing else to say, good girl shining on me, good girl shining on me, all I do I need munje, all I do I need munje, all I do I need munje, all I do I need munje. Thanks to God Almighty, thanks to God Almighty, Almighty. Thanks to God Almighty, thanks to God Almighty, Almighty. Like thanks to God Almighty, thanks to God Almighty, Almighty. Thanks to God Almighty, thanks to God Almighty, Almighty. Let it shine on me.
Yes, and the DJ did promise us a piano before we finish.
Yeah,
so that is a request from me.
Before we wind up, we shall be playing a little bit of some piano. Common Fella is one of the favorite artists from South Africa. But nonetheless, our family, we're discussing what can we do to make sure that we are fostering our financial literacy among the youth. First and foremost, I would just like to say that the schools should also be focused on getting not even schools. This is not just a responsibility of the schools. I just wanted to place the task on the school, but even from home, the parents should also focus on trying to, endeavor to sort of introduce financial literacy to the kids or to the young people.
Sure.
And if you're sparring an interest in them from a young age, maybe from when they are 12 or 10, or 10 or 12, and help them, do have an accountability in their spending. That would help the young people also, have an appreciation of the value for money, and also getting to give them the opportunity to interact with real life situations. For example, Joby's dad, I hear, did give her the opportunity to sell at their shop.
Yeah,
she was selling.
Ignorant,
she was selling.
Say that.
You were ignorant?
I was, because
but you got a real life experience.
I did get money. I was paid good, let me tell you. Because in a day I could make I wouldn't say what he makes in a day.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to act like I wouldn't say what he makes
in a day. I wouldn't
say that. And for me, I can say I used to earn $2 in a day.
Yeah.
$2 in a day.
Yeah.
So that was a pocket money for me to go to school for lunch. And
but did you save any of that money? I'm not sure whether you did have the skills.
Yeah. And the tip, I could get a tip of $1 from customers, maybe $2 or maybe $3 in a day. But at the end of the day, I was not saving enough. I didn't know more about saving. As much as he was telling me, you need to do this, you need to do this, I was ignorant.
Yeah.
I can just say that.
Because I do believe if we give the young people also the opportunity, to make sure that they are able to have an appreciation of the value for money, that would be a good thing. But there are some ways to foster financial literacy among the young people, and one of them is to teach them some basics, some saving basics and some spending basics, and also to discuss the economics of education, the economics of education, and also to discuss to help them set them up with bank accounts, and also to put them in charge, give them real life situations, and see how they would also tackle that, and also foster a savings mindset among the young people, because it would also help them, how they can go about these particular matter, and also help create a credit smart, help create a credit smart. Help them in terms of dealing with the money maybe that they have been loaned, and see how they can also spend that, and also plant a retirement seed in them. That is one of the ways you can also get to spark an interest in that. But nonetheless, this was a discussion regarding the matter of financial literacy among young people.
Just before you finish up, I think also another problem that we have, especially in Africa, you'll find that with the rich, those people who have grown in the rich families, you find that most of them are not being able to save or rather find financial literacy, because most of them are waiting for inheritance to inherit their parents' property. Someone is just ignorant and spending because they're waiting for the parents to die and to inherit this stuff. And that is one of the problems that we have in Africa, I can say. Because it's something that we've seen.
Maybe that's also a mindset. I guess that is also a mindset, and that is why you will find that people also having difficulties with that. But nonetheless, family, we are glad that you are with us right here on the Rhythm School Show. And now, of course, we shall be winding up with some piano music coming all the way from South Africa. We hope you get to enjoy it as much as Joby does.
Yay!
This is piano.
Junkie Mali, Taki Bika, Kulakula, Teddy Suka,